Welcome everyone to more live after work of another beautiful day in paradise. After work code here without AI because AI is for web coders. And welcome everyone here today. Look, welcome, doctor. Look, today we will do kinder C++. Trods semester. That's really hard for people who start out now. How's it hard? Like, if you start out now, what is AI giving you? Anyway, what's your job? My job is Geschäftsführer, Managing Director, CEO. That's my job. Favorite German things live. What a splendid day. Yes, here, look, the Debian people here. I got email here. Between all my stuff here. Oops. Between all my stuff here is like, hey, here, my friend from Debian. Subject things. Where's even subject here? Forward bug stuff of FTBF as something not declared. Things of GitHub issue things. That here is, I mean, also, thank you for the heads. It's some time ago. I was a little bit busy, you know, between my Geschäft führen, between managing my business, I had to run the. I just only had to develop Linux in the meantime. Anyway, some months later, I think this thing is a little bit older already. When did he hear? Some 2 months ago. Hey, here, look, Debian sends me back to what a round trip time, right? 2 months later, we tackle it. So that the thing here is that's my exact image. I was like, it's funny that, you know, we fix here things by the day. Nobody sent me a patch, right? So here's like JPEG XL codec thing here. That's in our other open source thing that nobody pays me for anymore. So let's do even more stuff for free after work. To visit it here, actually, we could do something innovative and do this as a normal user. Do I even have here the latest sources? Is this here like even? Could have been professional and configured it first. Okay, okay, let's build this here on the Steam Deck. Total. I could build this on the Ryzen server, but now then I would need to waste electrons now. Let's install egg because exact image probably does it even build without egg? I don't know. Not found e-display for optional proprietary things. Oh wait, do we have egg? Didn't even compliance. Here, it found. Cool, good. But so for this, okay, here. I should actually read my own configure. Here, look. Are you looking already? Okay, let's not use all threads of this custom Steam Deck API. So the issue is here. Also, it's crazy that nobody sent me like. There are companies using exact image for free. There's Debian who has packaged exact image, but nobody sends me here. 2 months later, nobody sent me a patch. Everything I need to do myself, man. Also some GIF junk. Okay, let's disable GIF junk. Don't need GIF here. And yes, so that's not the most maintained because I'm not using GIF. If you want to use this GIF stuff, send me a patch. Give thing here, give thing. Let's try this again. So all I want to do today, because actually I need this myself, also probably 42 Linux. Let's 42 Linux fix this Debian reported bug 2 months later. Lucia finished work 10 minutes ago. Evening meeting with US Embracer colleagues as usual. You mean late in the day you're meeting with them as usual? So exact image is usually, I mean, not as many features, but what it does, it usually does faster than, and yes, there are some warnings. Did I mention nobody pays me for this stuff either? Oh, here. So yeah, turns out, also the view and what? Node, what's that even? What? Node declared things of deprecated message. What? TIFF, MSC deprecated, what's that stuff? So this here is open source stuff. Our commercial stuff is better. We have our own TIFF codec. that we didn't open source. So to make money, we did, after writing this open source, we did some things proprietary for ourselves. So we have a own PNG codec, like a native C++, like an amazing, not libping, because all this open source stuff is using libpng and libtiff. Whatever. So we want to fix this here today. Also because I actually need to do some ISO PDF work with JPEG XL, so I actually need this stuff here. So let's use our favorite editor, which is Emacs, and open the thing. So they deprecated and removed this function some years ago, 180 things. Actually, once upon a time, we could do something fancy. And how does it? Once upon a time, here was compile here. Because then, but once it also didn't. Why did this? This is okay. This doesn't work anymore. Okay, let's not use this. Because like once upon a time, you could compile there in working directory things. I mean, to be fair, maybe it works if does it save that? It's probably just once. Does it work if we compile? Text read only? Oh, is this stupid? Did I mention favorite editor? Would it work like source exact like image? Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Because then, hey, look, it saves us. Does it work like that? Oh, look, it does. Oh, maybe it even would work with, okay, because like this, like a long time ago, here, look, that even works. Didn't even use it in 20 years. Look, 20 years later, I use advanced code navigation techniques, aka the middle button. One question there, like title, I like the title of the, yeah, totally right. Should I live? What do you mean leave? All I feel is a ticket closing machine once. I mean, if you should leave your job, is as you write, the only catch is pay, so it keeps hooked things middle class men. I mean, getting paid sounds pretty fantastic in this day and age, right? Better enjoy your paycheck while it lasts and make sure you continue getting one. Look, your favorite YouTuber with like real life tips. So they removed this and Coder create. What did they even remove here? So Sven in his one-line email was so kind to link here encoder. Encoder API here, use frame settings, create. So deprecated. It's like, yeah, the only constant change in like some years ago, for the love of open source, I implemented this, and some year later, like, yeah, let's better deprecate and delete this stuff here. It's like, open source developer doing open source stuff. So we have here options create, and options create is no longer document that could return null. Cool. Where is there amazing, fantastic documentation for API reference? Here, you can do this without vibe coding. You just read bloody documentation like in the good old days. Which actually, even with vibe coding, is a good idea that, I mean, that you know what your AI vibe coded code does, right? Frame settings create, frame settings things, create a new set of encoder options that will, with all values initially copied from source options. Default source is no, return pointers in a park struct tied with encoder and will deallocate by the destroy function takes both encoder and in frame settings. Only frame create function for the same can be used. Frame settings. What? Type def struct settings and metadata for single. This includes encoder options for frames such as quality and speed. That's probably all we want to do. I mean, you know, what is the alternative? The alternative, like at companies like Apple and Microsoft, they do this innovative thing of they think it through, I mean, at least somewhat, and then they keep that for like decades until they delete it. Let's move this compilation stuff here, like look multi-window stuff right here is the future. If I would like, so yeah, we could also full screen this, or like, you know, this innovative KDE things here, or here, look, probably like something like that thing here. If that ain't the future, they're a little bit flickery future, but oh wait, no, not kill buffer, switch buffer. So, hello. So add things. Does it work like that? No, it doesn't. That's unfortunate. Okay, need to practice. Here's a sting. By the way, it does. How was the recompile? All right, was it just like? Ah, here's info recompile. Look, it has like here's a future. Recompile and defined. Okay, not the future. How is recompile bloody? Oh no, here it works. Why did it first say not defined? Anyway, 189. Encoder settings, set color, and wait, what? Options create. Where's my? Ah, here's options create. What do I do here? We do add image, encoder options create, add image. Is add image still a thing? Add image. Encoder add image frame is already downsampled by downsampling. Okay, so this is, we want here some encoder option things, encoder frame settings, huh? Encoder const frame settings source. Create a new set of encoder options with all values initially copied from source or defaults. Sounds good to me. What did we even previously do here? Oops. Color encoding. We did here just the defaults. I mean, this is so simple, it's ridiculous. Like, so this is not my style. This is just things encoder. Do we have here some encoder get for settings now? Actually, that's not very C++y, but oh, what was that? Unicode? Wow, the future. JXL. Ah, here's some encoder. Encoder make null pointer memory manager. Oh, here I'm using even autotypes for testing autotyping. Here it's a future stuff I didn't touch in years. Going to sleep in a near no sleep time if things can't watch. That's fine. Good night. So we had here encoder. By the way, we have here underscore types. I think what I probably should use this here for is further refining how I want my coding style, because I'm somehow not getting the most use. The problem is if you work with some other library every day, you work with some other coding style every other day. So that they say here it's getting okay. Actually, they say it can return null. That's a little bit okay. So error handling. Actually, this doesn't error handle you correctly. Like if this ever fails. Set parallel runner things. Yeah, modern libraries doing modern library things. Okay, theoretically this can fail, so we need here some form of better error handling. Should at least destroy here. Yeah, this, I should really write here more proper, like auto resource cleanup code. It's coder find some things there. So we did we even quality? Did I never wire up quality and further things? Maybe we should do this while we already did. So it probably was only proof of concept and I never really cared. Where do they have, so return pointer, parsing, quality, frame setting, decoding, wait, decoding? Encode frame setting, resampling. The resampling option is enabled to unsample before compression. Useful. What is disabled on color? Make image quality decisions that are compare full image based. Set frame distance. Here is quality. Wait, what? Map JPEG style quality factor to distance. This function takes in. This function takes in input a JPEG style quality factor quality distance value suitable to be used for frame distance and channel distance. Quality rearranging is inversely related to distance. Encoder set frame distance. What API? So they say 100, huh? Why does it need to be a float for quality things? Corresponds distance of one recommended range distance. Recommended range 96 to 68. So they don't. That's a little bit. Set quality, set frame or loss in implies lossless compression. However, note that calling is required. A visually lossless compression, which is also the default setting. Maps to distance of 0 lossless. really happy with this mapping here. It's not how I usually map things. Suitable for set frame distance things. Encoder set frame lossless. Frame distance. Set frame distance encoder frame settings. Okay, here. Let's do that. Let's set encoder status. Can this even fail? Frame settings. Look, that's conveniently. Oops. Now I'm getting lost with different key bindings every day. Frame settings, so frame distance, conversion. What is here? This Unicode stuff. Like, this works too fancy for me, man. That never happened before. Like, dude, this T2 Linux became too good with Unicode shit. So let's map some JPEG kind of thing, because that's what my library is using. Things, quality here. We have even quality. That's an integer though, I think. In qualities, it's, I mean, so our library uses 0 to 100, which was often so what this is really quickly YOLO'd. I don't really have so much time for this stuff here. Just want to get this build again. Right, frame settings equal. We obviously need to first check that's not a null pointer. Here, Rust would have courses. Then if compress your is some random character where is what? That's not some random, that's copied here from here, that's this here, it's not random. This is here copied from, this is some web link thing, that's some fancy Unicode stuff. I should go home. I mean, okay, do we even, okay, that's a little bit ambiguous setting, lossless, and lossless, then what was it, distance 0, right? Right here it was. Implies, so 0 distance influences lossless. Is this a bool or what? Set frame lossless JX bool lossless here. Need some fancy boolean type. Let's ignore the status here, like checking for errors is so rusted. I don't have time for this. Oops. The question now is, will this auto-convert? And set frame lossless, set, apparently you need to do both, or does it do this is not an option like the other itself, but rather enables override a set of existing options such as distance, multi-mode, color transform, but that enables bit for bit lossless encoding. When disabled, this option is, or when disabled, those options are not overwritten, but since these options could still have been manually set, combining operations lossless. Default does not guarantee losses, so the default set of options is lossy. Okay, if compression hint stuff lossless, then that. Okay, apparently that's potentially enough. And otherwise set frame distance, so distance from quality, that is an in, so that should auto convert. Yes, I don't check the errors for this, it's probably fine. Frame settings, pixel for more things. Yeah, I could also like do that here. Like if I would develop all day, then I would make myself comfortable here with that stuff. Things, error cannot convert, unique pointer, struct to unique 180. Yeah, so the annoying thing is now that's a unique pointer cannot convert. Unique pointers. Seriously? Oops. Ah, shit, this killed the buffer. I didn't want to kill this buffer. Darn it. Oh, here. Important, the most important. Hey, 5 years or so later. Actually, I like this kind of more, so can't click here. Cannot convert things. Unique pointer to JPEG encoder, aka JXL encoders. Frame settings create, so that's the XL encoder versus encoder structure versus unit pointer encoders. JXL coders are JXL encoder. Do we even have something like this? Oh, encoder get. Oh, apparently encoder get. Yeah, APIs, how I would not define this. Yeah, basically this extra window here, like this sucks. Like basically if you want to do this, then you obviously want to do this, otherwise you don't have any benefits here of. Basically that's how you want to do that in, oops, in Emacs. Yeah, obviously forgot about this here. This is what is recombine? I think it was F. Not ideal. So yes, there's some warnings. Basically, yeah, nobody pays me for this stuff, right? So basically, YOLO. It's probably working. What I usually do then in development is simply I usually do this on the console. Like if it builds, then it's like I've not done this in 5 years or so. Object front end econ didn't build. Two of abnormally. Theoretically, I should fix all the warnings. That's a little bit annoying, but did I mention nobody pays for this? What's here even the... Oh, there's the error, hasn't been declared in 99. Here, look, the standards error. How is see. Really clear. Was it not IOStream? Is IOStream? Seriously? What was the header for that? Let's Google this. Standard IO something. IOStream, but I include IOStream. Wait. We're using here Emacs key bindings. Oh, how is there a colon missing? How did this bloody build before 99? Oh, maybe I recently polished some. 99. Oh shit, does this even select? Nah. What was it, 1579 or so? Wait, what was this anyway? Maybe I polished something and what do we even select there? Wait, there are even 2 lines. But this clearly says 240. Huh? Oh, that's the other file. That's. Oh, this didn't. Why did I add that? Yeah, I added this wrong a year ago, but why? Because I think someone complained. Okay, that's untested and unreleased. I remember, I think I got the email from someone. It should be documented how this, yeah. Okay, so basically econvert, so we even have this already. Yeah, things. Been a while not building that. So that's totally 10x engineering and production. I've just someone had built that since then. Yeah, but that's also how many people go to your unreleased working copy stuff and build a pre-release, right? Not a single person has notified about it. Okay, so let's test this. Do I have test suite here? Once upon a time I had here stuff like, don't even know what that is. Maybe, wait. What kind of test suite is it even? Or was it in TIFF? Why do I not have here any more? Wait, Why does stuff ask you for stuff, man? Give me here any useful. Just give me something. I don't want to check out my commercial test suite. That's customer data in there and stuff. What would this give me? I mean, somehow I think somehow this is like not good style to use this image anymore, right? Like somehow like, why is this so different? Who wipe coded that? Somehow the saying was this good old-fashioned Playboy picture is not supposed to be used for testing because sexism and stuff anymore. So sorry. But how was it spelled? Where did this download even? There is that. So let's see, output test JXL. So how large is it? JXL. That's 22K. So that's the default. What's even my default? Okay, let's see what happens if we say compress lossless. It is way larger. Quality 100. That's maybe slightly. Wait, what the fuck? Why is this so bloody large? Why is it larger than what? Why is this so bloody large? I don't understand. So 50 should be completely small, right? What did they say the default is? They said the default distance is 1, but that's probably not mapping to 99. Why is this so freaking large? Why is this larger than lossless? Don't make me write a JPEG XL library. I don't want to do that. Like, what the heck is that even doing? I'm confused. So the original compressed is so our stuff is identify for exact image. That's 512 by 512. 3 channels RGB. It's in JXL code stream. That's bizarre. By the way, do we ship correctly with? Why does this always happen? Sir, how do you force yourself to code and read on days you don't feel like coding? I mean, if I totally don't feel like this, then I don't. Okay, you know what I mean, it doesn't make the super most sense. Yeah, it doesn't make the most sense. Also, it doesn't. Okay, the question is, do we have JPEG XL support actually? But that looks, by the way, this is broken for a while. Yeah, so that's broken for a while already. That's somehow not implemented. But that's JPEG XL. Why does this not load then? So what you could then also do, like, because we do here Unix things, right? That is how it becomes inefficient. Like that thing here, right? But why does it not work? Why is this like 51k of not much? Some of my exact image does. Why does exact? Why does? I mean, what we? Yeah, this is not ideal now. Why does it not? Oh, it totally doesn't display. Need to debug that too, or what? It's a nice picture though. JXL, yes. Oh, well, I did download this, or did download this. Okay. Oh, this says JXL container. Oh, does this say bitstream? It says code stream. Oh, that's a raw code stream. I've seen, actually this was the next, what a irony. That's the next thing I wanted to do because I need this for the ISO PDF. Did I mention I work on the ISO PDF standard things? Welcome everyone. So that's a raw code stream without a MPF something. Whatever the standard for that is. So what we need here is actually, for that to work like that, we need a, what a irony that I wanted to do that next. But this changed. Apparently they changed the API because this was working years ago. When I implemented this, it was working. And of course they broke it. Excuse me. Where's the API? Things, encoder API. Here they have here somewhere container. Here, use container. We need a BMFF, okay, box-based BMFF container. When using things, use boxes, store JPEG metadata, or things with level encoders hit code stream. What? Automatically also use the container format. It's not necessary. What is code stream level? Sets the feature level code stream valid from 5 to 10 or -1 to 2 automatically. Recommended for compatibility using the things level and user image delivery, most widely supported level of image decoders. How many curse things should you call here? Is this the default? Do we need to call that? The default value is -1. Is okay, automatically choose. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, reading. Also, by the way, ProTip AI will hallucinate you some random things, right? So always reading documentation like AI will not. That's the thing, right? The future is super dangerous. People always AI vibe coding all this stuff, and nothing really works anymore. Nobody reads the bloody documentation. Like only AI is reading the documentation. Okay, so for this thing here, we want to use this container, but for the upcoming ISO standard for JPEG XL data, you don't want this. You want to use the raw. At least that's the current working committee plan, the current image working group plan. Which, hey, you can also shellac subscribe to support this free standardization work on top of all my other things, because I have nothing else to do. Because nobody else volunteered. Did I mention nobody else volunteered? So, things, quality. Things. Add frame things off. Maybe we do this first, although maybe it doesn't matter. Where is it? Things encoder. Oops. Too many. Too many key bindings I'm getting. Yeah, we don't get the semicolon pasted, but hey, at least we get fancy Unicode pasted. True here for and get BMFF, yes. Cannot convert bool to encoder status. Expression is created permissive. Ah, yeah, of course. If I copy and paste junk, then of course I get junk. So then, will this finally work? Also, so usually I would develop on other machines. It's just, but yeah, you can develop on a Steam Deck. Also years ago, that was way faster. Where's my test image? Still doesn't work. JPEG XL container. JPEG XL container. Why does this still bloody not work? We could use our own thing. Can we read it ourselves? Error reading test JXL. Ah, cool. Ah, quickly fixing this stuff. Wonderful. I mean, it's funny that JPEG library doesn't complain and just does it. Unless this quality is so much off that it's fun. Which one is that supposed to? Which one? Things at I'm not sure what you mean. I did this wrong. Oh, we have to frames again. 450 only though. What does not work here? Looks like here a lot to do. I only did this as a quick hack, so okay, let's see. Auto runner things, decoder successing. We log here some things. JXL format. Do we need this here? Here, native, any of the things and stuff. the one in the error. I think we have some lag, right? I'm past this error. Am I not? I had there's a type I left there from copying. I copy and pasted the type. Decoder process input. Decoder error for input things. Runner suggests red things of. How does this fail? Unknown decoder status. Oh, why do I wait? What? Did I even ever test this? So I don't like this here. Why did I do this like this? Where do we return? Was this ever fully working? What have I done here? Process input, decoder status. Things. Basic info. Output buffer. Things of. Oh, here's true. Here's success. All decoded successfully finished. Not called decoder reads input. Maybe they changed more from this API, but needs more output things, data things, compress things. Here's successful, failed, otherwise true. That is wonderful. If image magic would work, could verify with that thing. So usually file, I wonder why file doesn't display here info, but we changed this now from bitstream to container. It still doesn't decode though. What's a little bit funny is that usually file, I mean, it's maybe not simply not implemented. I mean, certainly file is a relatively simple thing, but for many other things, it can decode that, right? So it would say here, things, little endian, things of things. So that's a relatively sophisticated, like even outputting here photometric RGB orientation, compression things. I'm a little bit shocked that they have not implemented this for JXL for some reason. Yeah, maybe they changed more from this API. Maybe we need some start frame. So much too, they deleted some things. Yeah. Also, what's not tested is broken, right? So changed here one API. What do we have here? We have here, I mean, that's a little bit quick hack. 8 or 16 native endian. Actually, this might not even be correct technically, but YOLO, stride alignment, things. Technically, I think I store the data always RGB in memory, so that's probably technically not always native endian, but details. At GitHub issue for the at JXL, they would, I would think they would know, right? Yeah, could add this, but so what do we have here? Right image. We have here basic info, init basic info, image width height, bits per sample. I mean, you would think that set encoder basic info, you would think this stuff would complain. Encoding set to sRGB. I mean, yeah, this is ignoring in other production codes. This would need more. Okay, that's pretty coder things. sRGB is grayscale. I mean, It also doesn't load for some... reading that's... That, oh wait, this here reads correctly. Crazy. So my read code, my own read code still works. JPEG XL stuff, RGB3 channels. So yeah, the file we write ain't really complete. Wow. That's crazy. They changed more from the API. Oh, is this frustrating? Yeah, open source project making themselves life difficult. Do they have here encoding ensemble, encoder? What do they have here? How many lines are this? JPEG XL encoder, things, encoder frame settings, debug image callback. Encoder stats and decode, encoder error, frame setting ID, setting for decoding speed, ID of encoder, things for frame encoding, speed such as boxes, photonize things. Broadly effort, JPEG recompression. Oh, for JPEG keep. Cool. How far are we? Okay, it's not that much of APIs. That's okay. Stats. Coda version. Wonderful. Coda create things. Use all the dynamic allocation of instance. Oh, by the way, we probably don't need better like this. It's a unique pointer, so probably should auto deallocate the future. Coda reset initializes can be reused, encoding another image. All state things reset object created things encoder create, but the memory manager is kept. Destroy set CMS color management stuff things. Parallel runner, function, multi-threaded, maybe no things. Coda get error, process output, things next out. Encodes file using available bytes, indicate how many output bytes available, things return, indicate guaranteed, calling process otherwise. Set frame header, sets the header information, includes animation information. Do they have here somewhere stored coder things? So is last name things ignored use extra channel blend info set frame name frame bit devs set the bit devs of the encoder frame bit devs. Do we bit devs? No. Floating point things, format. Do they not have if this is mandatory? Why do they not have here nothing? Add JPEG frame, set the buffer to read JPEG encoded bytes from the next frame to encode. Add image frame. Set the buffer to read image from the next image to encode. Must call encoder before set basic info with height bits per sample. Pixel format. Why is this, by the way, flickering that much? Blinking cursor flickers capture. I'm working on exact image, updating our JPEG XL thing here because Debian people notified me 2 months ago that stuff doesn't build anymore, and I thought after 2 months. Actually, I need this here for some other prototype. I kinda do this for my friends at Adobe because they said, raise your prototype. Need updated prototype, they said. Current, only some data type things are supported. Debian is... T2 Linux is the best. You don't want to get banned too, right? Like people who share here, they are already overshared things. Like, that's the best. The Debian people didn't even send me a patch. They're like, here, go fix your thing yourself. Data things. So set the buffer to read pixel things, encoder at image frame. Only some data types. Pixel format. Here is some pixel format. That's here. Pixel format. I'm not super happy with this here. Let's make this here a little bit more readable. Flickr is can't really just do a booted Ubuntu things, and it's amazing, but end up deleting Windows entirely. Happy to hear that. So we have here uend or uend, amazing. Frame settings, parameters, buffer, output pixel data from other things. What was this? Ah, this was this at image frame settings, pixel format. Here's pixel format. Here's that basic info with hide. Set output processor things for determine source encoder will handle buffer writing seeking if supported. Flush input flushes things adjunct frame. Extra channel, where are we here? Add box. Adds metadata box to the file. Must be exactly writing out the things. The box format allows to share features and box types with other images and video formats. Don't contain other boxes inside things super box. Yeah, they changed here something. This was working when I implemented this. Use boxes indicates metadata boxes is used when the function requires close boxes. Maybe it needs that now. Declares that no frames will be added and things won't be called anymore. Add image frame things. Maybe we need to do that here. Do we do close frames? Maybe we need that. Right, that's a little bit so that's a little bit here. 4K buffer. Yeah, it was a proof of concept and it shows. So void things closed declares that no frames will be added and things won't be called. Further metadata. The function encoder close input must be called. Wait, what? Process. The function things must be called after adding the last frame. this function or encoder close input. And the next call to process output or the frame won't be properly marked as last. Guess they added that since then. Yeah, who knows, whatever API calls there are more additionally needed now. Things per trip, less per trip. Do I even J6? Yes, I do J6. Oh, here. Now it identifies. Maybe we fixed it. Here, reading the documentation. No AI vibe coding needed, like in the good old days. Here, look. Look, we fixed it. We fixed it. Okay, we can ship it. Did I mention I have an ISO meeting tomorrow? Okay, so I guess good enough for now, right? Identifier, so that probably that's probably fine. I mean, we could check what other nonsense it does here. So I mean, 100 is somehow strange, right? Or is it? Like, why is this so fucking huge? I mean, it displays correctly. Like, why is this sus? Why is lossless compression literally smaller than quality 100? Maybe I do, but even quality 99, so that's a distance of like, that's bizarre. I mean, there are probably some certain set of features. JPEG XL is relatively complex. It's kinda not the scope of exact image. Like, basically exact image is a direct interface to these libraries. What this is supposed to do is, here, that's fucking small. So it's out of, oh, that actually looks okay-ish. I mean, probably somewhat unsharp. Because, so that's lower than their, like, their recommendation was more than whatever. That's way below their recommendation, right? That's pretty unsharp, but oh, gift memberships, you all. Holy, so many nice people. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Huge shout out there for Roman Stinger 3435. That is definitely amazing. What else did I? Deleted Windows things party. Yes, party. Yeah, thank you. That's so amazing. Thank you for this personal support hero of the day. That is exactly what we need to keep all the stream alive. So I guess it's time to release a new exact image version, like with a grave typo fixed here in AOHCR things. Let's bump the copyright here because it's 26 now. Maybe I should do this somehow differently. Yeah, let's do this correctly, which is, oh, I think it will ask for, why does this ask for the password now? That's so bizarre. Yeah. What do we have here? Like, this is even recently. Hey, that's only like half a year until I notice. Yeah, we are not using this in production. We are using other parts in production, like our production code compiles daily. Do you know where you can get just AI no code micro? What? Yeah, only AI no code Microsoft. Yes. LOL. Yes, that's okay. So fix that typo. Wait, what? Why was this so strange? Native mouse support again? Probably native mouse support. Okay, for the next tutorials we need to disable this bloody native mouse support. I'm not a fan. And bump again. So fixing syntax error, typo and stuff. Oh, dude, why? Why does the saving not work? That is annoying. I had this yesterday. Is it maybe here I don't have permissions here because no? Bizarre. Yeah, so this is not the super top notch most amazing production code, but it works, right? Splines, you say, don't care. Which? So probably at reticulating splines. You mean our music? Do you mean that? Do you mean? Oops. That you say? But yes, you can also support our efforts with this music. Somehow I'm really not getting used to this. Also, I mean, yes, the new T2 release has this icon working, but somehow, why is, or did I, no, here, something is with that, that's, I don't know. You mean this one? Do you have that already? Theoretically, I also got like someone fussed it. Like the irony is people only find issues. I have here this, was it, I think GPL code imported, this D0. And so this was like, I did this probably in 2006 or so, like, hey, 20 years ago, yay. And so I imported here there, oh wait, this is only, okay, that is my C++ boilerplate here. I imported their C code here from, this is even more boilerplate, I guess. Oh wait, this was even wrong. Here, D0, here, Dave Coffins. I think he even stopped it because he did it for free and everyone just copied his stuff or whatnot. And so his Unix philosophy was, I'm not doing it like this. Dave said, I'm not doing a library. I like just run my program and I'm not like forking. And so what I did, I was probably the first in 2006. I made his C program a library by wrapping his stuff here. So this is just purely his stuff, his garbage C code. And I redefine here what I do here is I redefine all his stuff. Here I wrap all the C stuff. Like, I kid you not, yes, I've done this 20 years ago. So I wrap all the C stuff to C++. Yes, you can do this with this creative mapping here. And so basically transform, like without nearly no modifications, transform his GPL 1C file executable to a C++ library thing. Yes, these days we have libro and stuff. I probably should switch now eventually. Initially I didn't switch because initially I thought I show support for his work here of Dave Coffins, original raw photography reverse engineering things. Yeah, but these days he stopped doing this. I should switch. I mean, yeah, I don't really need this in production, so never touch a running system, right? But ironically, so every other month I get some security thing here of fuzzing stuff. It's always in the C code here. Like, it's like, yeah, very rarely do I get here AI fuzz stuff. Like, yeah, it's like, Anyway, so codec things, JPEG XL things here. Look, we wrote new C++ code without wipe coding. Look, mom. It's a little bit reformatting because the last time I rushed it too. So a little bit spacing, a little bit, yeah, basically. What else do we have here? So for the sonar reticulating spines, it's a made-up term from city things. For those that don't know, yes, we reused reticulating splines. Don't care, I'm in. Yeah. For those who know, we reuse this reticulating spline for basically working very long on open source things, reticulating splines, like without much. Now with super things. Shout out again. Thank you so much for all the gifted memberships. Yeah, daily reticulating open source splines here live on this channel. I send $1 because your things. What? Sold. Which one? Solderman. Here. I sent. Who sent 12? Which to who? What? Someone else? What did I miss? To someone else? I don't solder. I sent $1,250 to who? To me? Today? When? I don't know about $1,250 to talk for me. So that would be so nice. Could buy my kid some a lot of things. My 6-year-old. So or precious, or one and only, or everything. So guess good enough for today. It does something here. Port to, yeah, the Debian people could have sent me patches. That's a reality, light. Other distributions like, hey, your shit doesn't build anymore, like go fix it. So thank you for all the support. That's amazing. Yeah, maybe we should switch to such a test image these days and not Lena anymore. I think. Why is this even different here? Like, why is this different? I've never seen that one here. That's bizarre. Is this like a wipe coded thing of? So why does this not? Nachstellung? Ah, maybe Nachstellung because it's not supposed to be used in, like, this is silly. What do you mean Nachstellung? That's. Yeah, I mean, maybe she said she doesn't want it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm just so used. I mean, in a way, I don't. Bereits Vorlehner wurden Playboy-Bilder zur Demonstration von Bildfarben verwendet. 1900 Dithering Schwarz-Weiß Things Juli-Ausgabe des. Why is everyone reading Playboy? Yeah, YOLO. I mean, Nachstellung, that's next level. But what's even the official standard test image? Except starting things, many journals have deemed it inappropriate and discouraged its use, while others have banned it from publication outright. Has called for it to be retired, saying it's time. I retired from tech. I mean, if that would be me, I would like do like for all eternity. That's a little bit not really getting that really, but I guess it is what it is. Her wish shall probably be to be expected, right? So we still need to commit this. Probably need to like, hey, maybe we switch to a photo from me. Years ago, I made a photo of a strawberry in RAW, like on a Canon. Like maybe we switch to a red strawberry on a white plate by myself, so we don't have issues with social acceptance of Playboy scans. So, or we switch to Lara Croft, although it's probably similar, socially not accepted. Okay, so let's commit this. It's probably let's check which versions this precisely is. Then we can. Oops. Do I need to upgrade this T2 to the version where it would already be slightly less confusing if the icon would be correct. If you code another line in Rust, VL calls what team again? If you code another line in Rust, you don't like Rust. Why do you messages and retract them? Lara Croft, yes, exactly. Ironically, actually, I have some Lara Croft like Playboy magazine. Once upon a time, like when I was young and stuff, and Lara Croft was new. There was, I kid you not, there was a Lara Croft magazine. And when I was bored and traveling to work, I was like, I can buy this and read it. Aspiring, as for science, aspiring computer game, right? Writer things. Okay, this we have done. There was a typo. There was things. So I probably had this here. Oops. Okay, probably in here and here. Things deprecated. So this was deprecated and then remove document that could wait, not here. Things encoder things use here deprecated. No, we need this one here. Because here they say removed here. Actually within like pro tip. So what I use, when I did this 20 years ago, there was not Meson on Ninja and CMake sucked already. So I'm obviously using none of them. I not invented here. I invented my own shit like 20 years ago. And with that, I mean here look like some T2 like T2 like minimal configure shit because it's all we need, right? I don't understand why people need more like this here. So given we are now, oh no, wait, it's actually not 09. When was, actually maybe we don't need to increase it. We would need to check that because this existed previously. So it was still deprecated in 06 already. So I guess we don't even need to bump that because it was, the only question is like last, what was the last API? Was this always already? I mean, I guess we just leave it, and if someone complains, we can still. So I wanted to bump this, but then I realized this API existed previously, so they'll be of course probably fine. So, so what I do, I only bump copyrights when I touch this file, also in T2. In general, because then you have an immediately, this tree white, like the GNU project tree white bumps copyrights. This is super annoying. It's as annoying as our T2 cache files. Wait, you reposted if you code in Rust to we'll call the SWAT team again. Does it imply you have called them previously? Because then I would need to report you. And that's in general not a very nice comment. But also, does it mean that you're not a fan of Rust? I don't get this modern YouTube comment things anymore. Yeah, I only bump this when I touch it. Much more reasonable. But everyone's their own. It's just this is basically slightly nicer to read style here. A little bit separating. Yeah, there's a lot to do, but like if we put this into production, which probably eventually we will, we're basically just waiting for ISO PDF imaging work to actually use it for PDF. Yeah, theoretically we need to. I don't have test suite yet, so for test suite we would need what I usually do is, like for testing the most common code paths, it would be like, so basically to capture this, that also that the file is incorrect, you would need to add unit testing, which I have unit testing, but I'm not disclosing my unit testing here for that. But in an ideal world, you would want to add that too. Or update codec. glue due to deprecated and and removal version native paste of what was now the greetings Dimitri Unix. How are you doing in Russia? Which wonderful part of Russia you're living in? Yeah, removed. Probably here somewhere, right? Things, distance, or yes, also things. Options, create things as well deprecated. Probably that one here, huh? This must have been loaded. That's a little bit annoying. Should have. This here, huh? But where is this? Hold option here. Options create. Here's the future. The only thing is this doesn't. Oh, it does paste. Yay! So, what else do we have there? So, update codec, lib, JXL, API, glue, due to deprecation and removal and version things. Somehow this doesn't want to cache my password right now. That's a little bit. Nah. Yeah, we'll release a new version then soon. Like the next days, because that's obviously. And then hey, updated in T2 Linux. Oh, here's something to drink. This is a consultant. Joke. Then we can do one more thing before calling it a day. Let me just check here some email things. Causing lots of issues. I'm running. What? Then we can do right for that. I wanted to test one thing here. Actually, let's also do some T2 thing. So okay, this we did. Whether we need to bump version, I need to see what is even. Okay, we could. It probably should load, and it does. So we had 1-to-1, last tag 1-to-1. 1-to-1, yeah. Okay, so 1-to-2 it is then. 42. One more thing. Okay, that we did. Look, we used Emacs. Then, okay, you say hello from Russia, and then you don't. Dimitri is not saying how it's going there. Привет, как дела? You're still here, Dimitri. Как дела, Dimitri? Dimitri. Is he still here? Sounds like this, huh? Says hello from Russia and then another thing. That are Russians, always a big mouth, and then second biggest army in Ukraine. So KRDC things. I wanted to, if I remember my password, I wanted to test if we install with compression Singapore. That is amazing. From Singapore. Oh, how did this happen? How did I break that? Or is... Oh. So the funny thing is with my 1750X that did not like, like this is ridiculous. And I thought the bug might be fixed, but apparently it isn't. Like, how did I had a record number uptime of 40 days previously before I swapped the CPU, but this also happened before. I was already wondering why the bloody heck did this not happen anymore. I mean, I was happy. So sometimes, yeah, I mean, AM5 X670E, you have 600 euro board, but the thing is, I don't know whose fault, but I think it's a BIOS update, because initially I never had this stupid issue that sometimes this bloody board doesn't even post. So I would say it's not a Linux issue, because if you turn it on, like I kind of did now, it sometimes doesn't find the NVMe SSDs. So okay, now we need to. So yeah, that's annoying. That's a thing. So I thought, did we? No, that was the version I thought, because I thought like maybe 619 fixed something, because apparently it didn't. Yeah. So das is yeah. Fuse BRGD? What? I wanted to check which even is this now? Oh, this was the wrong one. You know what maybe the issue is? Like, maybe we don't have a bug, which would be good, but it obviously needs to be tested. You're on a Mac? Why should I be on a Mac? Why should I use something as meh? Like Mac makes me depression. Like, I'm running my... I've been mostly in Taiwan, if that counts as Asia, right? Five or six times in Taiwan. Meek? What meek? What meeks means meek? Mac? Maybe the issue we didn't have compression is because I mounted that. But we need to fix this. So yeah, okay, let's wipe the installation. This is my all things rebuild thing, but I don't really need this anymore. So we can surely rebuild it, right? So classic stuff of erase all the stuff. Maybe the regression, maybe the issue is when I manually mount that, then we don't have that compressed. That's probably potentially maybe the thing, I guess. Yeah, that's probably the issue. But yeah. But I also have not traveled. I mean, I'm not a travel vlogger like Eva Zubek or so, right? So, or like the Sailing La Vagabonde or the others. I did not travel the supermost. I mean, I've traveled a bit. But I would still, I like in like total environmental pollution of CO2 and stuff. I mean, yeah, given first world travel and stuff, certainly quite a bit, but not as excessive as others. Like I didn't fly every year to holiday and stuff. So I've been 5 or 6 times to Taiwan, but this was all for work. I've been 2 times to Brazil, but that was for work. Hey, and that was, as I told the story, that was a huge anti-corruption measure. I'm proud to contribute with T2, like yeah, with T2 Linux and ExactScan. With anti-corruption undercover things. So yeah, I mean, what you do, right? I mean, it's difficult, right? I already travel. Like the thing is, I'm not even sure if I really want to go to Bologna, there to Italy. I mean, that's the thing, right? People tell me like, come to RISC-V Summit Europe there, and it's like, yeah, sounds nice, except I don't want to get ill again. It costs me money. It's not like, hey, they give me money, right? Basically, hey, come and pay for the traveling cost yourself, obviously, right? So, yeah, it's hard to travel when you got T2 to run. Yeah, it's also, I don't really want to destroy here the planet, right? I mean, if everything would be CO2 neutral and like wouldn't destroy, like we wouldn't have World Overshoot Day in May or whatnot. But so yeah, I avoid it as much as I kinda can, mostly. Like, hey, I walk each day to the office, right? So yeah. Certainly, I'm not guilty of destroying our planet, but it's like, I thought you were doing something for T2 Meg chips. No, T2 is a 25-year effort just making the best Linux distribution. So we have here, yeah, that's compressed standard. Okay, so good. I wiped all my build. Yay. Oh, you know what? We should have tested something. But no, we should have tested this if the rename fully works. You know what? Let's cancel that. Let's restart. I want to test something else. Also travel things by train is, yeah. The thing is, I mean, can't go by train to Brazil and Taiwan. Also, yeah, but hey, traveling by train is nice, but have you tried sailboat? Which, yes, I don't have. I'm not Sailing La Vagabonde, but maybe Volkswagen T3. Like maybe how I steal the Volkswagen T3 bus from my parents, and they surely will. And then we like. Speaking of CO2 neutral travel with a 10 liter per 100 kilometer. Vintage 40-year approaching, I guess, T3 bus. But yeah. Let's try this again. I mean, we could, given we didn't. This will. How do we? Yeah. So given that, let's save some right cycles. Let's shoot ourselves into the feed here again. Let's rename the user because on some months ago, and by the way, also like, yes, I have it easy. So I have not been to all countries. Like for example, I've not even been to Portugal or other European. I've also not yet been to Ukraine. We're friends to Linux, and my shout out of the Russian war crimes in Ukraine and already invite me to come to Ukraine. we will sooner or later, of course, visit this beautiful country. Yeah, not even been to Portugal, which even people invite me to Portugal. But also, like, long distance travel is so overrated. Like, just go visit your surrounding countries more. Like, that's way more. I find this way more fulfilling and interesting than it's like you fly to New York and it kind of is like Berlin or London. And yes, that probably hurts Casey Neistat, but that is what it is. So, yeah, exactly. Things make train and sailing and stuff normal again. New York is kind of boring. Yeah, New York is as Donald Trump says, shithole. And yes, I've been to New York. And yes, I've been to New York. But the thing is, I never really liked New York. For me, New York was always a dirty, smelly meh. I'm sorry to say this, the Americans mucked in New York. That's horrible. Travel to... Okay, let's see. Things, they have museums. New York is country things. I think they have museums. I was mucked in New York. I was mucked in London. My friends and St. Supervisor traveled to Chechnya for conference via Ukraine. Ends the war because cheaper tickets, and one day later Russia bombed the railway. Yeah. I like New York though. I mean, it's super expensive, right? I mean, New York is crazy expensive for what it is. That's a general thing with like maybe we should copy from other successful streamers, like inspire from like the Primogen and things and talk more from Last Miles and stuff, right? And talk more real talk. Yeah, I mean, is New York... I mean, realistically, as much as it probably hurts New Yorkers, it's not that super special. It's like mostly super, like it's just super expensive and super dirty and somewhat run down. You can also go to London, Paris, or Berlin, like you. Yes, it hurts some people's feelings, but yeah. It's run down. You can also come to Berlin. At least it's cheaper. There's a lot of poor in New York. It's super. Yeah, it's also a lot of poor in London and Paris and Berlin. Have you seen the poor in Berlin? So, I wanted to test rename the user. Let's test like so. Let's call him Joe. And let's see if that correctly works fully or if we still have some minor thing to tweak there. It's probably a very important thing too. Florida's awesome. Yeah, I've been there too. I worked kind of 2 times as TT at T2 related. I was 2 times quite some weeks in Boca Raton. And good evening. Not often bad thing. Also Berlin, I won't get thrown into detention because anti-Trump posts of social media. Exactly. That's also my issue. So let's see, because the last time do we rename the home folder? Probably, because the last time KDE stored you some things, right? Like, does this fully work? Okay, this does fully work, huh? Actually, I think some people ask to add this full name info stuff. But that's for the next release. We're basically done. I had one installation where this did not show the right information here then, which maybe this works now. Oops, wrong. Okay, at least we tested this. I mean, nobody else. Hostname. Try hostname control. What's that supposed to try in which way? Is what is user or things, static hostname unset, standard PC things from icon name, computer, VM, chassis. What do you want to see here? Architecture and things of yeah, once I saw here after installation, once I saw here leftovers, like maybe even a Dolphin or whatnot. But yeah, I think I clicked on download and reasons and it showed here wrong thing, but right now this works. Maybe there is still an issue of if you run stuff and it stores stuff in config and then we rename it and then it's wrong in some config cache. Like, I mean, we will keep an eye on this. Oh, here. Ah, here. You see here. Missing folder. Here, it's still like shit. Why is that a thing? Look, I knew there was some issue with Torrent. Why is that a... Is it stored somewhere? No, it's Home Joe. Probably something cached this here, huh? What if we just run in-place substitution or Dolphin session? But that's not really much. But here is still ith authority. Why is this run user? Oh, there are more things gifted. That is so amazing. Thank you so much for your support. That is truly ohne Brot amazing. Shout out to ohne Brot. Does it work like this? I think it does, huh? Dolphin shortcut break. It's a shortcut that break. Yeah, where's it coming from? Also, why is this? I think this is always user. Okay, I think that is okay. That's probably normal. Sorry, that's certainly normal. Why do the shortcuts? Also, what notification did we? Yeah, thank you so much for your support. That is truly amazing. 2 personal heroes today. Oh, this is probably just. I hear all companies want you to code mainly, if not with AI. How do I want and love to code with AI, but I hear mainly, if not with AI. You mean without? What do you mean? Progressive? I love what? Let's code talk, prime agent, and like things are wafering. T2 is better than odd. Yes, of course. T2 is the best. The goat. Yes, thank you. Huge shout out on a board. Appreciate this. And welcome, Jochi. How are you doing today? Dolphin Tap Data. I hear it really. I mean, so far I've only seen this effect Dolphin. We could custom delete that. Wait, is it still saying that? I mean, did it cache that? There's always one more thing. It says cache that, or here. Oh, yeah, it's still in there. It was probably still running as a excuse me, probably running as a singleton. So it probably was in memory. I mean, what should we do? team? Should we run sed in place after rename? Should we delete one known bad file? What should we do? I mean, running in place stream editor certainly can break things. It's probably that downside. What should we do, team? Can we the thing is, I cannot forward Control Alt. Do we have other sessions? Oh, here, look, we have other sessions. Oh, we ship even sway. Does that work? Okay, like, let's not make, oops. Does that even work? I actually don't know. Unable to load failsafe, determine things of what possible things isn't running. Once upon a time this was working. That's a little bit. There, quickly use that as a test. That worked well. Maybe we should have tested those. Oh, look. Hello? Doing something? One more thing, maybe we should Colombo Linux, because installed. It's installed enough, but it also was working. So you know what? I'm so stupid. You know what I should have done? I should have just logged in here. Thank you for the hype train. Level to 50% things. That is so amazing. What do we have to share today here? New hype train things. The graphical interface. Because all I wanted was I wanted to delete this here without that running. By the way, does this work? Oh, hold, come on, what font? Oh no, here. Does this work? Oh, it does work. That's good to know. For like Spark things. Okay, put that. Okay, it's a little bit. I'm not really debugging that. Really, people should run this. It's pitch welcome. What is things user dears and would update help? I grabbed it and. That's a good question. The first question is, does it work? No. No. I grabbed it. User dears things. But that's home. And that's home. I grabbed it and it wasn't in there. XDG. User dear update the things. No. Wait, it's still in there? Where does it get that from? That's bizarre. I mean, I thought I deleted that proper. Did I not delete this proper? Cannot be that difficult, can it? No such file, and no. Wait, this shortcut. What? Where, why, what? Where is the heck is that stored? Maybe it's not stored as home, maybe it's stored as user. What? It got this again. Renv and set the same thing. Run user things, run user, session clause user, run user. It's home Joe. Where the fuck do we get that from? I mean, maybe that's cached already and it's getting, I mean, could still be cached here and maybe it's cached as user ID thing and no. etc users dear defaults. There is a global XDG. But desktop things and stuff. Yeah, if you have nothing else to look for, Foobar things, Dolphin, why are you still here? Dolphins? What's in? Okay, we have been there. Sub goal reach, that's amazing. Sub goal 96 of 96. That, thank you so much for the support. That is so amazing. With wine. Use things. Oops. Use dear user dear conv. But that's fine. Things enables more support. Thank you so much. More personal heroes. Controls behavior, user dear things, config user dear conv. XDG. I mean, it's not in shadow. Oh, also permission denied, obviously. So, I mean, obviously it's not in shadow. I mean, we could also password dash. Why is mod setup rm-rf install? And yes, thank you so much for despite things support. Why do we have? Oh, actually no, I don't know. Do we need to have this dash file? Why is that here? That is the old thing. Why is there a dash file? Who did that? Adopted that so. Shouldn't we delete user? Why does user exist? It shouldn't. It's password. I mean, here we rename user, and the reason we rename user is so that. So my thinking was the user tests T2. They make some changes. They click in browser. They maybe even run Wine or whatnot. They test it a little bit, maybe more, maybe less. Then they're happy. I mean, obviously they're happy. It's T2 Linux, and then they install it. And in my opinion, we should install the fully tested state. And that's why if the user decides to rename the user, I mean, yeah, this unfortunately sometimes can happen. I mean, obviously it shouldn't happen. This basic thing should not happen like that. But that's why I'm saying that's why I try to preserve the state. Just one more thing, just like T2 Linux. I mean, just like any Steve Jobs, Apple, Mac, like any development, right? So it's not more here. Journal matches things, permission denied things. Bash history, user. Here's local user, but it's in local user places. Local. We didn't grab there. We didn't grab there. We only deleted. Okay, it's in local. Of course, it's in local. Here we found it. Okay, team. What do we SED? In my opinion, like I say it for months, we should think like Steve Jobs, right? With all his good and bad and yes, cliche and stuff, but we're not copying another Debian or Arch, right? We want a truly, like, we want to ship this stuff so that my parents, wife, and 6-year-old can use it, right? That is the mission of T2 Linux. The mission is not like copying Debian. That's like, I stopped using Debian in 1996, so, nah. We want it good, right? And good means copying, stealing from the best, aka Steve Jobs, previously next step things, right? And if we here as a C-level executive, general manager, design strategist, marketing head on, how do we want it? People download T2 like as a super amazing OS, like better than Windows and Mac OS. They give it a try. They click around. They maybe even download something or like whatnot. They are happy and they install it. Then everything should be preserved, right? And during the installation, maybe they say like, nah, I obviously don't want my user. I want a Joe. I would still say it would be wasteful and counterintuitive to delete it, right? Like, if it means, I mean, in my opinion, like that would just be lame. Like you try out all the stuff, you install and it's gone. That's lame. Or in such a nice feature, I didn't even know we had. Yeah, we currently are just rsync everything over. And the only thing is, I mean, yes, it's super cheap installation. It's a quick hack installation method, like quick hack like macOS. We will soon change it. We will soon, like after this major release, we will, my idea is we change this to just copying the compressed root file system, but we will still probably run maybe rsync even, and sync all the remaining state over. That probably should work, probably in my opinion. Or alternatively, we don't rsync everything, like I mean, maybe we do. Because otherwise we could just rsync the home folder, like copy the base root compressed, like for our layered update structure that's coming soon, like copy the base layer and stuff, and then only rsync home, or we copy the base layer and rsync everything, which I mean, yeah, maybe everything because it has post-install modifications. Yeah, so we probably. Oh, actually, here, hear me out. We can do it way more clever. Here, Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs engineering actually. We don't need to rsync. If we update this in a month or two, we can simply directly copy the state. We have the original state. We have this layered overlay OS. We can directly, we don't need to do rsync stuff. We can directly copy rsync just the modification layer of overlay.fs. That's here. Also way faster. Yeah, don't work harder, work smarter. So I guess we add a SED. Yeah, I don't know what file. I would actually say just like instead of regenerating, I think we just, hear me out, we just SED that, huh? I would say if the user is renamed, we just right, we rebooted because we didn't have an invite. Steve Jobs' best contributions, things, web apps, does T2 have proper touch support? Of course. I mean, Surface Pro, which Surface Pro? There are multiple generations. Also in my Surface Pro Touch broken. Surface Pro, I have which do I even have? I have Surface Pro 2 and Surface Pro 3 from over a decade ago. And I'm super pissed with Microsoft that after I gave them money, this bloody shit broke. Basically, since then, I've not purchased something from Microsoft again. Here, this Entric shit is shit. Like, it has touch disease here. Like, I hate Microsoft, especially like they didn't want it to repair this shit for me. Like, I'm so, it's like just. I mean, I'm still using it, just like the touch is broken. And I didn't drop it. Like the touch broke by itself. The thing was mostly standing on my desk like now a decade later the Steam Deck was mostly. This was my Steam Deck thin client a decade ago. I kid you not, the shit thing was standing exactly here for years. And then the touch didn't work anymore. Like, I swear by everything that this also here, 21,000 views with many comments. Like, many other people have this. Like, but unlike Apple, who eventually would have like, our bet we swap it. Like Microsoft, nothing to see, nothing. It's like, it's just as defect as our Microsoft Windows software quality. Like, it's like, what we're thinking. It's like, it's as quality as our OS. It's fine. You're just touching that probably wrong. I wonder if someone like DOSDude had like some repair thing for that here. It's like, maybe it's just like some micro soldering of things or stuff. Yeah. So yeah, if you want Surface, then tell me which Surface thing. Pro 6 things and still works great. Happy to hear that. You're lucky. I use Arch. The later generation had really cursed touch. I know that because so in the later generations, like in 6 or 7, so maybe you're unlucky. Like, did you ever use it with Linux? Because I kid you not, from what I've seen when I did research this 8 years ago, I kid you not, they switched to GPU accelerated touch. So on the as far as I've seen, there was even some GitHub repository of Intel iGPU accelerated touch stuff. They, for low latency, they directly route the touch stuff through the iGPU, allegedly, according to stuff I've seen. Like, I'm not sure if that's upstream. Like, maybe 8 years later, it's still not upstream. Yeah, I know too much. Like, I should not know such things. Like, also, like, if you like, basically, that is the thing. Apple doing cursed stuff, Microsoft doing cursed stuff, right? Qualcomm doing cursed stuff, Raspberry Pi doing cursed stuff, RISC-V vendors doing cursed stuff. Like, what do you want to use? Like, everything you touch is cursed stuff. It's like, yeah. Prone to obsolescent things and stuff. Yeah, I kid you not. Today I nearly purchased a Mac because I have a bug that affects a couple of users where one of our apps is sometimes crashing now for sometimes crashing now for some users because they probably used it wrong with code signing. So we have a couple of crash reports of like crash reason, like code signing page invalid. I guess something is accessing some randomly incorrect memory, but like it doesn't happen in our office. I was hoovering between like, should I order like, and should I go and buy some MacBook Neo, but I don't really want to give Apple any money. Like the thing is also like with my luck, I mean, it doesn't happen at us. Like, yeah, it doesn't happen there. Like, how should we fix it? Don't. Also like the code sign, yeah, F code sign. Yeah, I mean, our app is code sign. Like it starts, it's code sign is valid, but like the crash is like code sign invalid page stuff. It's like probably some random execution of something somewhere, but like, nah. Okay, anyway, long story short, also probably go eventually. I guess we add this here very even. All right, I think the other thing we have in post install, right? Post basically, so Surface try and code sign is control users to use. Code sign is to make sure developers pay the money and vendor logged in. Like code sign is for vendor login. Yeah, code sign is for vendor login and plant obsolescence and stuff in there. Anyway, where do we have here? We have here somewhere home user things of here. Where do we have user like pass ready thing in here? I guess we SED the two known files, right? Or we could even probably delete because meh, they're not that important, but in a way deleting user data never is such a good idea. Probably user material. New or reuse live user is available. If user and stuff, so user at things, otherwise create first user account, user name things, user mod thing of SED in place. I think just home user to home user globally in is one of those is renaming the home directory, right? Some of those things is probably rename. Or what you guys saying? What's the easiest way to learn to program? Read some good book and start doing. Right, rename. Who is in team rename? So, I mean, the only thing is, what does SED do if the file ain't there? Does it still, like, let's say test? Do we have here, like, let's say we have here foo and we want SED substitute in place, substitute foo bar, doesn't matter. So A, test B, and it's still that test. Wait, what? Did I? Whatever. Did I do something wrong? Okay, YOLO. So yeah, file not found. I guess we can live with it. So home. Oh wait, this is wrong. I think that's name. So home name and then local and config. I mean, we could kinda recursively everything, but that's also a little bit dangerous, right? I guess the safest bet of totally no feedback. Andre, Doctor, anyone else? So Dolphin. I mean, if the file is not there, it's not there. So SED it. Yeah, I guess for now the two files and call it a day, right? Back is backup. I mean, why does it leave a backup file? Also, who the like the KDE developers? Like you would like the that's also the thing, right? On Unix, it was usually temp file was usually tilde or whatnot. Like what's his name here is meh. It's okay, what did I copy the whole path? Dolphin, dolphin, dolphin. Wait, what is it? That's not 3 times dolphin, is it? Dolphin, dolphin, dolphin? Are you fucking kidding me? Why is this dolphin, dolphin, dolphin? What drugs are they on? What is wrong with those people? What the bloody hell? What? I have no further questions. I think I need to go home and need to search for some. So I need dolphins. There's 3, obviously. The more dolphins. Where's the dolphins? Is he not sometimes a dolphin here in the audience? Where's the dolphin when you need some? So yeah, we could kinda dot file. We could also dot star 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 and hope for the best. Code looks good to me. So Stone. Yeah, I mean, the only thing, the file might not be there. For example, if you boot text, then you would get file doesn't. Oh, did I in place? Did I even SED in place? Did I do that all? SED things, dolphin things, SED in place, yes. S-comma stuff, things G. I mean, the only thing is maybe long. Internal build all arch this one. The Lulu people obsessed with dolphins. Yes, dolphins. Katie need dolphins. Why did they call this dolphin and not conky? Why are this not Kong? Why are this not dinos? Like Dino, Dino, Dino. It's so much better than dolphin, dolphin, dolphin. It's even shorter. It sounds like a Ferrari. So you all. Yeah, one last. Yeah, this was yeah. Good that we didn't release that. Good that we procrastinate. Like, good that we let the community test and the release ripen like a good wine here. Like the good drugs of desktop dolphins. Obviously, we will test this and hope it works. Doesn't have a typo and things. Good that we double checked the compression thing. I think I had this in a compress here, cross compress. Okay, we kinda test build all packages. Hey, I've done that mostly. I mean, I could fix more, but I think we kinda did most of those. Basically, here, Flatpak, we've done that. Flatpak there. We've done things. It's not even lead 1000 to-dos anymore. Like at that rate, we are soon down to 999 to-dos. It's not good for marketing. Lead 1000 to-dos sounded so much better. So, which one was it? This? Yes. Then let's quickly install, and thank you for the following there, and thank you for all the new subscribers. It's amazing. Look, dolphins and dinos. Rsync doesn't, it's like, yeah, Rsync doesn't delete like this, but hear me out, that's enough testing. I need to preserve, like, have you seen SSD prices to do get rid of to-dos? Yes. So that's not super ideal because it's rsyncing over, but like, hear me out, I need my SSDs a little bit longer. Oh, you know what, let's use something else than Joe, because now the directory is there already. So let's, yeah, I could have modified this. Let's call it here Jane or whatnot. All right, Jane Doe things. And things, right? All right, we need certainly, okay, doesn't really matter much. Okay, XXZ, and just like this, we didn't break it for Jane. Does Jane's dolphin work? And Jane's, wait, we wanted to delete that. Why is it there? But hey, at least those work. Why Jane's? I mean, maybe that's a result of me rsyncing that over that. Still shouldn't be like that. Or does it not work? Is there a bug that this is hard-coded and... Oh, here we need to first remove it from the template. Temp live desktop demo hack. Here we found another bug. Here, 2 bugs for a night tonight. Here. This only worked if the user wasn't renamed. Okay, we fixed things. We could theoretically, it would be clever to actually grab that again. So rm home, like always double check of users. Why did I have directory? No, wait, what? Cannot. Oh, oops. Wait, why? Ah, this is backup file. Oh, damn it. Shit, backup file. Why is the bloody fucking like... Okay, whatever. There's a backup file. I mean, I'm not deleting random files, right? Like the KDE Plasma tooling does that. I'm not a fan. And that's also the thing, right? There are 2,500 distributions, but we take a look here, like backup file, Dolphin. That's like, yeah, hey, we have 2,541 Linux distributions. It's like, okay, we fixed some things. It's amazing. Even more amazing would be to commit this. So let's shut that down. It's probably fine now. Like, look at this colorful Linux dolphins. And here, 2 bucks for, you know what would be super clever? Like here, hear me out. If you're getting paid by changes, I mean, not that my company would pay for changes, but then we could do this here and patch revert x and here hear me out. This is where we get paid. Oh, stop. Shit. I don't want that. Oops. Ah. Oh, that's what I did. Oops, that's what I did wrong. That's not ideal. Oops, did shit again. Sometimes you should go home and stop coding at midnight. How much have you experienced with using IMs? Your word 0. Okay, not near zero. If so, what conclusion? Right now that it's shit, that it will destroy humankind, the PC market, the job market. It will make the richest like richer and the poor, and not even. LLMs will make drinking water not drinkable. Lose your job and not have a PC anymore. So the LLM bubble needs to burst ASAP. Shall I subscribe, spread the word for this too? What's your experience? So fix stone user delete live installer symlink desktop link B for user rename things, and then don't see how it's bubble SAP and things. So I things next year things. What's bubble? The companies selling each other fake shit and pebbling themselves up with investing into each other. That's a bubble. Plus totally overrated stuff. Like also it's not profitable. Like all the companies, you lose money and stuff. I see how it's not a bubble. It looks like if it looks like a bubble, if it floats like a bubble and stuff, then rises like a bubble. It's a bubble. LLMs are very bad for sorting packages, right? Yes, totally. Also, have you mentioned that you removed contrib in the release post? I didn't mention that, but is it that important? But yeah, like theoretically we could do that, but it's not really the most relevant, right? I mean, plus not everything is yet amazingly sorted because we asked ChatGPT to sort our packages and the result was partially garbage. So, oh, Trap, welcome. Just when we talk, how will make water not drinkable? Have you seen I watched your mainstream media and the reports are all full of data center towns of data center using all the water and people not having water to like remember when Trump was talking, like your orangely cream president was talking about toilets not flushing anymore? Like now the water taps around data centers not water tapping anymore. People who know, like, don't blame me. Like I just watched CNN or so stuff. What should I watch between CNN and Fox News? You state regime media. But with all joking aside, of course, like Trap, I'm not that stupid. I presented a little bit pointed, but you are repeating it. But like it's not totally not true, right? Like plus if we build more data centers, it will be even more. There's certainly something. I mean, plus like people cannot sleep with data center noise and stuff. So I was like, hey, maybe they should build data centers into the middle of the desert and not like next to some villages. But I mean, but it will probably cause you more I mean, first of all, it's in the media, so it's probably some truth to that. Plus, what I should probably say is it causes you to have less electrons. So while drinking water maybe still somewhere, I would certainly say that fracking, natural gas things there is causing more contaminated drinking water than data centers. However, what certainly is undisputed is that they cause massive increase in the cost for electricity and stuff, right? So it's not like they don't consume any electricity. So like where like didn't you in Texas already had some black, brown and stuff outages for environmental disasters and heat and stuff. So if that's the thing, you probably don't want to build a data center next to already highly electricity congested areas. It's noise pollution, yeah. More demand, also demand for more supply things. But yeah, I mean, given that we totally didn't solve global climate crisis things of global warming before the rise of data centers, that certainly doesn't make it better, right? Like, so it's not like magically data centers, like the gigawatt consumption of in the Americas, mostly fossil and whatnot electricity fuels, like, yes, allegedly some nuclear power plants here and there. Allegedly, maybe eventually. It's not like it particularly contributes to the improvements of fighting the globally warming climate crisis. So, does make it better because nuclear things was saved by. I mean, have you seen the nuclear contamination? And I'm also not the greatest fan of nuclear power plants, right? So way better off things. Movement wasn't so anti-nuclear. I mean, we still sit on a huge mountain of waste, right? That in some cases, what is it? Your Hartford site in Washington State or wherever. I mean, it's not like, or like all the other decommissioned or like shit we have thrown into the ocean. It's not like nuclear energy is particularly, but hey, have you seen like theoretically totally super really low emission stuff that the conservative hates so much? Like, imagine we put solar panels all like decentralized electrons for the people, exactly what the richest hates of. The richest conservatives of, like, how dare we have decentralized, like, totally grid stabilizing renewables all over the place. Like, can't sell us expensive energy anymore. So, yeah, if you have here better idea, let me know. Otherwise, fix live desktop user rename to also rename cached xdg kd config. It's like it's, if I formulate this any better, you can't afford it anymore. Waste was never a technical problem, it was political, social, but it's not solved, right? Like, it's like maybe, but like the waste is there. Also, like, it's not like even just Americas. Like in Germany, we sit on the mountain of waste that nobody wants. Like, no, nobody wants it. And even in Germany, in this highest industrialized stuff, our test site is leaking shit. I mean, not even to mention Britain, right? What was it? Something with S. Sheffield stuff. Like, yeah, the stuff is leaking everywhere, except where some countries like Russia or whatnot have allegedly dumped the stuff into the ocean. So it's leaking totally controlled leaking into the ocean. Anyway, doesn't make it solved. Plus, if renewables are an order of magnitudes cheaper than nuclear, why should we use this dirty nuclear where you still like open pit or whatnot mining of uranium somewhere in Kazakhstan? So most nuclear fanboys do not take into account the mining, the transportation, the decommissioning, the 10,000, 100,000 years of or otherwise solving this. So even at best, nuclear being so good is highly subsidized and wishful thinking. So yeah. That's it for today. I have to go. As much as I'd like to discuss with you environmental and green and stuff, and all the other good solving world hunger and all energy problems live here on this channel, or conflict resolution of things, wonderful. Yeah, now I have some conflict to solve here. So, one amazing other nice thing. Thank you all for all the members, for all the subscribers, for all the gifted ones, for all the organically subscribe once for all the super things. Hope you enjoyed, learned something, how to do everything after work. Fixing stuff, C++, library things. Theoretically, you should read the whole library documentation, right? I a little bit wiped that today of like just rushing through there of like maybe this, maybe that. Normally you would read this, which of course 5 years ago I did read this and implemented this and it was working. It's just like rushing, like maybe this, maybe that, like, hey, it works again. Yes, you could have asked an LLM, obviously, right? And but hey, we randomly tried reading the documentation and it worked. And but even if you ask an LLM, like if you do mission critical software with an LLM, you should still read some documentation so that you are the supervisor of the LLM, right? Like, so it's like, why didn't you wipe code it? Like, if you wipe code it, if you clank it, you still need to know what you're doing to know when your AI is fooling you or AI is generating stuff that doesn't work and you need to debug it anyway and stuff, right? So that's how you do it. Amazing that so many people were here. Thank you for your support. You know where you can find that, right? And let's see who's online to rate it to. And hope to see you. Yeah, the best switch off now, right? Too much social media stuff. Touch some grass stuff and see you soon for all the continuation of, hey, actually releasing this with now actually working Dolphin sidebar shortcut things to come.